I'm out here in Perris, California at the Southern California Railway Museum. They're actually having the Antique Truck Show today. It's May 1st, and it's the 36th anniversary show. I've never been to the show. I've always meant to go and just never have. It's about an hour and 15 minutes from my house. So it was a bit of a drive. I brought my old truck. It's a 1996 Dodge Ram 2500 Cummins diesel that I got from basically I'm the second owner of this truck, and it's what I used to haul my cars with. I've just never actually done a video on it or featured it in a video, but that's my, well, it's 25 years old, so it's a bit of a classic. You can hear that. There's also a lot of trains in there and things like that. I've only been to this museum once, but it's actually really cool. They've got like old street cars and all sorts of stuff. If you're a huge railroad buff, this is definitely a good place to check out in Paris. But right now we're going to go in there and we're going to check out the show. Comes one of the old red cars. All right, we finally got in here. I got my ticket for the Antique Truck Show. You can see some of the trains. You can actually take train rides. It's an additional cost. I think it was like $7 to get in here. It's like 12 if you want to take the train or the trolley. So, which I have done, but I'm just basically here to film the truck show. Still, this is a great place. I know a lot of car guys are into trains as well. You can see the antique-looking train station. Some of the cars and trucks and buses parked along the sidelines. I would have brought a van. I was trying to see if they would take vans as a truck, but I wasn't sure, so I didn't bother with it. All right, so I'm going to start shooting some of the video here. This is one of the old LA street cars. You can see it has a Huntington Park on the header up there, and an ad for Bullock's downtown. It's an old department store. You got anybody that's been from LA from years ago? Cool Ford advertisement. Neat El Camino. So I think it's just all kinds of trucks. They probably would have taken my van if I'd entered it, but that's okay. Really cool, neat, vintage street car. Like I said, they do run. If you look, it's got the power line up top. This one's actually about to take off, it looks like. As it rolls off into the sunset. There we go. We got this cool Chevy Apache. It's about like a 58 to 60. This one's a 59. I used to have a 58, not a four-wheel drive though. Had a nice light blue with white walls, but I had a long bed. Model T depot hack. These were like the original station wagons. All right, so this one's not really a truck, but it's a 1930 Chevrolet. You don't see a lot of these because these are wooden bodied underneath, unlike the Fords, which are metal bodied. And here's a Ford right here. It's a Ford Model A. You got this another Model T depot hack. These were set up so when people came in on the train, they could be picked up to be run to a hotel. This was a 1921 model. There's a neat little teardrop trailer. There's guys that still make these up until this day. Just enough room for two to sleep comfortably, we hope. Pulled by a hot rod. It's a Chevy Suburban, or is this a GMC? That was a GMC. It's got a Hawaii sticker from 1963 on it. It's the big six-cylinder. It's an early Ford V8 pickup truck. This one looks to be very original. Still has the flathead in it. So, oh, it's a 1936 model. 1927 Godfredson truck. It's a big truck. The thing that's always interested me on these old trucks is the split rims, because if you know anything about those, they can be kind of dangerous. I always wonder what all these guys do with the split rims, because I had a Winnebago that had split rims and nobody would touch the damn thing to replace the tires. I've actually seen this at local shows before. This is a 1902 fire engine, so it was horse-drawn originally. As you can see, it's been beautifully restored. And they haul it around on that trailer there, and I know like I said, they bring it to a lot of like charity events and car shows and things like that. They even have the Dalmatian. See, there's plenty of big rigs. You like vintage big rigs, they got you covered here. So these are getting kind of hard to keep here, because I know that older diesels, the state of California isn't really happy about people keeping them on the road anymore. Neat old Peterbilt. These are going to be really hard to shoot just because of the sheer mass of these. But neat to look at nonetheless. Big Ford C600 rig, flatbed. See now, like this one's beautifully restored. That rig's actually got a vintage tractor on it, and the one next to it's got a vintage K5 Blazer. And here we're gonna go down here, check out this Ford. This one's out of Fontana, so he's not too far from home. This is how your grandpappy used to drive truck. Actually, my grandfather was a truck driver back in that era. In Pennsylvania, he drove coal trucks. Nice. This one's a 48 auto car. Big truck. An old Kenworth cab over.
Last April.
So these are real pretty to look at. Hauling his Blazer around. 61 Diamond T. So you got double trailer there. It's old Peterbilt. This one's 1954 Peterbilt. An American LaFrance 1972 fire truck. This one's from the California Fire Museum. Looks like they use it as a car hauler. I think that's what they're using it as. That'd be a pretty awesome car hauler. This guy's out of Arizona. This one is a 1992 Kenworth. It says the 86 International. These just don't seem that old to me, because I remember these. I think even when I was in the Navy, that the Navy had this era of International big truck, but this one's actually a wrecker. It was Anaheim Union School District, so it was the school district's big vehicle wrecker, probably for buses and large trucks. It's actually still got an exempt plate, so I'm guessing it's still used by the school district. So it's still in use. This one says it's an 86 Kenworth. It's about a mid-60s Ford dump truck. Very original looking. Going around a tractor. See the one next to it, he's hauling around an old 1930s Chevy. Guess that's one way to get your car in the show. Put on the back of a truck. Yeah, it's kind of a neat old Chevy. It's a neat Peterbilt. I love looking at the cabs on these. That's how the truck drivers used to do it. So it's a 1987. This one says a 1953 Kenworth. This is a 52 GMC with a diesel. It's a car hauler, look. A lot of guys take these flatbeds, they convert them to car haulers because they're cool. It's another diesel. So it's a 1951 GMC. Another Peterbilt. It's from 77. Sort of like a Malaise era big rig. And a 65 Peterbilt. Another Peterbilt. This one's from 1985. A Mack truck, 1964. And it's from a farm, so it might still be in use, or it might have been their farm truck for many years. So a 75 Peterbilt. And a 68 Peterbilt. This is a 1990 Peterbilt. This is kind of a neat Chevy. Chevy cab over. It's a 47. It's like you put a regular truck bed on it. With a wrench on the tow hitch there. This will go down here first. It's a 73 International fire truck, complete with a winch. It says found 5 years ago at the Western Construction Auction a mile from here. Another emergency vehicle, 86 International, from the Idlewild Fire Department. It's way up the hill. It's a 37 Ford, plate with the flathead, which makes me want to get my 40 going, which will happen. Had a little problem at one of my buildings, and so the funds aren't quite there to do the Ford right now, but hopefully soon they will be to get the 40 going. It's a neat patinaed GMC, like about a mid-60s. This one's a 60, sorry, it's a 1960. Here's just a clean old Ford pickup. This one got the FE in it. So it's got an FE in it. 352 3-speed manual. 4,500 best offer. Honestly, that's not bad for one of these days. Looks to be very original. Look at the old cassette player, probably from the, guessing from the 70s. 3-speed on the floor. If you want a truck that'll outlive you, that's probably the way to go. Looks like it was probably a camper rig at one time. It's got the, that was for either a tarp or probably a camper. So it was somebody's camping rig. An old GMC panel. Used to be a plumber in my neighborhood, drove one just like this. Of course, the plumber and the truck are long gone. Our fire truck. Is there a train coming by? Oh, it's over on the other track. How about this fire engine? I love all the fire engines. I love our fire department. This one's a Seagrave. A Ford 8000 fire truck. Fortunately, that train is way over where I can't get to it to film it right now. It's not Pasadena Fire Department, is it? It says 1951. Just says PFD. P could be just about anything. In San Juan Capistrano. This one's a Crown. Kind of looks like a Crown school bus a little bit too, so that makes sense. This one's a Seagrave as well. Not sure what year it is. This one's a 1945. It's a Dodge. 1948 Dodge. So I guess that's the Flathead 6 in it. Yep, Flathead 6. It's from the Department of Natural Resources Division of Forestry from the state of California. This is the Arrowhead spring water fire truck, and I'm gonna have to talk over everything as long as I'm near the DJ booth. But it's like this is just a promotional vehicle for Arrowhead Water. It's a 30 Ford Model AA. There's a little Model A right here. His pickup with his teardrop. You see a couple more of the old street cars over there. They got a lot of those. They got the red cars, the yellow cars. I think they got one from San Diego. They got ones from different cities, and they break them out, and you can ride on them. Check their website. I'll put the website to the museum in the description. And if you're in Southern California, you can go check this place out. And it's great for birthday parties. In fact, the one time I was here was for a birthday party for one of my friend's kids. He's about my daughter's age. It's a 56 Willis pickup. It's to be very original. It's even got a gun rack in it. Check that out. A little El Camino. It's probably about a 66 or 67. This one is a 66. I always tell by the front. About a 34 Ford pickup with a Chevy engine in it. This one's
got it cleaned up, I see.
This one's got a big block Chevy in it. This is a 37 Ford truck converted into a car hauler. It's gonna have something to haul your cars around in. Nothing beats that. I just have like a 20-year-old trailer with a winch that barely works myself, but I guess it gets the job done. Here we go, a 40 Ford pickup truck. Very similar to my coupe that's still sitting in my driveway. It's got the period speed parts on it.
No, just go.
That's a real pretty one. All right, so I talked to the guys with the 40 a little bit, and you can see there's just tons of trucks everywhere. So I'm going to try to do this aisle and try to work my way around and get all the trucks. Now this guy's got a first gen Cummins. Actually, my second gen is cleaner than that, but I didn't bring mine. This one's a 91. So it's also a 12 valve. And he's got a high mileage club. I'm not quite there yet. I'm not at 200,000 yet. I'm actually at 168 on mine. It's like an 81 GMC square body. This one's clean. Remember when you could pick these up cheap? Yeah, so do I. This one's a camper special. God, this thing's clean. This truck's beautiful. Sorry, I'm a sucker for a clean square body. It's like it's a California truck too. Wow. Oh yeah, no, we're just filming here. That's a beautiful truck.
Well, thank you.
Okay.
Just finished it last.
Wow. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna excuse myself and sorry.
Yeah, this is a real nice one.
Oh yeah.
A 67 Chevy. You know what's weird is I've never owned a Chevy or GMC in that style. I've owned square bodies, just I've never had one of this the 67 to 72 era. This one being a 67. Never owned one of that era. It's an International Harvester, 1963. It's a neat Mac. This one's a 59 Mac. Let's take a look at that Bulldog. A GMC diesel. There. This one's early. This one's 48. This one's 51. It's like they just dug this thing off of a farm or something. It says right air. Kind of neat patina. It's got new wheels, so they've already put it back on the road. All right, let's continue on. We got a 95 Peterbilt. Here's a old Ford. This one looks like it's got more modern power plant, a big block Chevy. This one is a 48. So, this one's been upgraded. See, the wheels are not split rim, so these are much safer. So I imagine a lot of these you'd want to upgrade it, but then it's not original. So there's kind of that dilemma. Do you go for safety or do you go for originality? I think these belong to the museum. This is actually Los Angeles Transit Line's truck. So this used to service the streetcars. Probably both trucks did. These are both whites. You can see all the old equipment they have out here. And we're coming through. There's a whole you can see all the buses and trucks. A lot of cool stuff at this show. So 63 Peterbilt. There's a Diamond T, almost hot rodded. This one is a 51 GMC. Can't imagine how long it takes to detail one of these rigs. This is a Freightliner.
That's what I heard. Yeah, I heard all that.
Lots of Peterbilts, Kenworths. This one looks pretty original. Here's this guy. It's a 65. And it's got the slats for when you're driving in cold weather. It's a 78 Peterbilt. Another 66 Peterbilt. This one's a 46 Kenworth. And of course, we love the Cummins diesel power. Someone should make that into a t-shirt, if they don't already. That's pretty cool. I'd buy a t-shirt with that on it. Now we're getting to the Crown buses. It's a 76 Crown bus with a Camp Pendleton sticker on it. This is what they had for school buses when I went to school. I used to get bused, I think it was in the early 80s, to an elementary school in Marina Del Rey in West LA. They used buses just like this, old Crowns. There's a couple more. A lot of those got bought up and turned into motorhomes. And they're neat Peterbilt.
We just found its twin. It's a barbecue.
Now, they basically built these same buses for many years. It's a 1980 model.
And it's one. It's the next one in line.
This one's got like fancy seats. It's got the air ride seats. I guess you got plenty of room to customize these if that's what you choose to do. This one's more original. I could probably extend my arm, you can see the seats. That's kind of what I remember on these buses. This one's a 78 Crown. I don't remember this style. This one's a 1990. Like I said, I think they built the same style from the 50s all the way up through the 90s. Another bus. There's a Fagoli twin coach. I think that's like a bookmobile or something. A little Peterbilt. Just the sheer amount of trucks here. It's a 57 Kenworth. Oh, he's got a race seat in this one. Oh, this one's for drag racing. And he's got the slicks. That looks like a whole lot of fun. There we go. The Kenworth. Yeah, that's a monster right there. Not sure. I think that bus back there belongs to the museum. Yeah, this one's, it's like they got plugged into something. This one's an intra-city transit. It's a very old bus. This one's actually a GM. It's actually what replaced the streetcars. It says number 6 downtown. That could be from anywhere. Now, this is a 1952 Chevy cab over. Very interesting design here. I guess this might have had like a canopy on it or something at one time. An international travelette. So this one's dually crew cab international. One of those Chevy SSRs. I don't know if you guys remember those. It's not really a pickup truck because you can't really use it as a pickup truck. It's a 55 Ford F100.
150 instead of 500.
And a Chevy pickup truck. A 32 Ford. With some dirt trackers in the back. One's a 55 Chevy pickup. It's a neat old International. This looks like a lot of fun. What year is this guy? It's a 1928. Obviously the wood's been redone since 1928. Oh, these guys in the building business, so sure he knows how to work with lumber. A little 40 Dodge pickup, hot rod, with a small block Ford in it.
Now we gotta head down that way, do we not? No, we go right down the line here.
1920 white. That's how your great-grandpappy used to drive truck, right there. This one's a 64 International C900 pickup truck. Short bed, very patinaed. It's like a 4-cylinder or not. We had a similar International that popped up on one of my junkyard videos. I'm not sure which one, but it wasn't a short bed, but it was in similar condition, believe it or not, and it wound up at the pick apart in Ontario, California for some reason, even though it was basically in this condition. This one's just a nice, clean original. You know, that half of a V8. Very similar to the Pontiac, if you see my 63 Pontiac video. This is a 1964 Kaiser military Jeep from the Marine Corps. Actually, my nephew is going in the Marine Corps next month. I was a Navy man for 6 years, but this one's from the Marine Corps. And of course, these are very bare bones, very utilitarian. F900 camping rig. Not sure what this is. 43 auto car, half track. This guy even has to run the weight decals on it. Wow. But that's spendy to register. It's another Jeep. This one's 1944. So from World War II. And this one of the Dodges. It's a Dodge WC1, 1941. There was a couple of these that were kind of more cut up, made into desert Jeep type vehicles. In the if you watched the auction video from that desert classic car auction, they weren't any of this complete, but there were some that were, the tops were cut off and just made into like fun desert vehicles. There's a slammed F100 bump side. This one's a 67, so it was like the first year of the bump side. That thing is slammed to the ground. This is here. This is a 1939 Plymouth Truck. So it's got like a 318 in there, or one of the small block Mopar engines. Probably a 318. A D100 short bed.
Okay. I mean, if
I
you
saw
work,
your tires a little low.
yeah. You work here or not?
That's a pretty cool international truck. So it's like original paint. 72. It's got the old camper top on it. There's something you never see anymore in any condition. And it also, this one's for all the AMC guys, because this is a 1982 Jeep Scrambler. Back when American Motors owned Jeep. And this one is extra clean. You just don't see these anymore. So it's original California. Wow. I can't imagine there's very many of these left in anywhere near this condition. Most of these were used and abused. And a 55 Chevy, not a pickup truck, but very nice 55 Chevy. And they've actually got a swap meet area, so we'll walk around there if there's anything interesting, and then I'll film it. A Slowbird mini bike. That thing's pretty cool. And we love our hit-miss engines here on this channel. I don't think we've ever had hit-miss engines on this channel. These guys are usually at the Pomona car swap meet, which they haven't had these since COVID started, but these guys keep these old engines running. They're always interesting to see. Antique machinery in action. What's that you say? You want more hit-miss engine action? Well, here you go. These aren't running. Come on, that one's called the Jaeger, and it's for sale. You know you want a Jaeger hit-miss engine. It's kind of a neat old International. Not really a crew cab, sort of like just an extended cab, but almost with a crew cab size extension. This one's got a straight 6 in it, so a 58. And it's got a winch on it. Yeah, it's 4-wheel drive. That's a real neat truck. It's your slammed 60s Chevy. There's a 68 Dodge A100 pickup truck. It's kind of the only van type vehicle I've seen here. This is one of the cleaner ones I've seen. One's a 57 Chevy 3100 short bed. And a Scout Terra with the short cab, hard top.
Borrowed money from the owner. Couldn't pay him back.
Sorry about that. A Blazer. Another. This is a 77 Jeep Renegade. In very good condition. There's an Air Force Jeep. I haven't seen a Navy Jeep yet for us Navy guys. It's a 53 Willis. And another Jeep, this one's a 64. So this is still in the pre-AMC era. So a lot more people here now too, so it's getting a little more difficult to shoot. Need the old hot rod Chevy. It's a 51. I actually had a 51, but I bought it and it had a 350 in it. It was frozen, and I sold it to buy a 40 Mercury. I guess like 5 or 6 years ago. This is a 59 El Camino, so it's got a 348 in it. This one's real sharp. I had a 60 once, but it was nowhere near this nice. The old International 1923. This is an auto car. It's 1922. So imagine hauling a load, nothing to cover you from the elements. There's a 59 Dodge pickup truck. The original. It's got cracked glass, sort of a work in progress. He's giving away a bunch of magazines. Says you can have them for free. Just get down here. It's a Suburban. This one's a 70 Suburban, 3-door. See, it's got a door there, no door there. This one's a manual, 4-wheel drive, complete with a military trailer. This one's old International. This one's a 55 International, 4-wheel drive. Square body with an LS. Another neat car hauler. Little cab over. It's a 41 Ford. This one's a 53 GMC. It's got the swamp cooler on the window there. A little bit of extra fuel. And a straight 6. This style GM pickup's becoming More popular now that everyone's getting priced out of the square bodies. 55. '46 Chevy. Another square body pickup. Ooh, this one's got the 250-inch straight six. My last square body was a '76 that had the straight six with a manual. This one's a C20, so it's a 3/4 ton automatic with straight six. We've had a couple C20s with the straight six, but not a C20. I had a couple C10s, the straight six, but not a C20. I had a C20 with a 350 with a 3 on the tree. That was a lot of fun, like a '78. It's fun when I had to get it smogged. I had to explain to the kid how to work a 3 on the tree. It's pretty mid-50s Chevy. F100. There's a 55 Chevy Cameo Hot Rod. And the beds on these are actually fiberglass. So it's like a deluxe pickup truck with a fiberglass bed. It's got his Jeep. It's all rhino lined. This guy's ready to hit the desert. A '72 GMC camper special for sale. And a square body dually. Little C10 short bed. It's a '69. The C10 long bed. It's probably what, early '80s? So '83. Pro touring truck. So he races it on a track. This delivery here. It's kind of interesting. This is a '49 Diamond T. And another Ford delivery with a Chevy engine in it. There the interior. So '66 C10 short bed. Yeah, there's C10. Okay, seriously, enough with the crybaby dolls already. This isn't the '90s. I think I always mention that whenever I see one of those. The '90s are over, people. Quit listening to Ace of Base and quit with the crybaby dolls. 23 International. It's got a small block Ford in it. It's a neat Dodge, a Power Wagon, '65 Power Wagon. This one's like a patinaed '57 Chevy pickup with a it's like a crate motor in it. Small block crate motor. It's what everyone needs on their truck, a cannon, especially in LA traffic. Neat little international pickup truck. This is a 40. '70 Jeep Gladiator with the old school camper shell on it. Look at the seats. It's a very original truck. It's got the farm bumper on the back. It's like he just put it back on the road. He's got a temporary on it. It's a neat short bed Ford. It's a 57. There's 60s Ford. This one still has the 300-inch 6. It's all restored. F100. The automatic. There's a 50 Ford F1 with a 56 Chevy hood ornament on it. Off the tune-ed with old style graphics. Okay, so that's going to wrap things up here at the Antique Truck Show at the Southern California Railroad Museum here in Perris, California. If you like what you see, be sure to like, subscribe, leave us a comment as to what your favorite truck was, and until next time, I'll be seeing you.